Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for the Monday Q&As. So let's get this started. Wow. First question. Is the volume and intensity of the cutting version of your novice program fine for body recomposition for a late beginner / early intermediate lifter? I would have to say yes. In fact, I've generally said, and it says in the Q&A, that in the cutting version, that I also recommend it for recomposition. And the reason for that is the biggest mistake people make when they want to recomp is they train too damn hard. And I know that sounds like a contradiction, but what I mean by too hard is not that they come in and focus and they put everything into each set and rep. I mean they come in and they do too many hard sets. And the volume and the total workload and frequency and everything can get too high, and you're not giving yourself enough nutrients to fully recover. So you end up impeding your growth. And the thing is, when you're recompositioning, you need to give just enough stimulus to make some progress, to make sure that all of your muscles grow a little bit. You're not trying to achieve maximum growth because you're not eating enough food to achieve maximum growth. So the training stimulus won't help, and because you're then not eating enough food for the growth and to recover from the training stimulus, you end up just burying yourself. So your total training volume needs to be a little lower. I like to see a lot of focus on progression on the weights, keeping the weights relatively heavy, focusing on the basic movements and picking just a few isolations and compounds to get the job done, such as the way the cutting version of the novice program is laid out, so that you can stimulate good muscle growth, maybe 50, maybe 60% of the muscle growth you could have got without gaining weight, so that you're stripping body fat away while you do it. And if you do it that way, you're going to be more successful and not going to spin your wheels like a lot of people do when they try to recomposition. All right, next question. Hey Jason, I've recently taken up powerlifting. That sounds good to me. It's a lot of fun, and I find myself more motivated to train than before. I will most likely reach a 1K total within a few weeks, so you're almost out of that novice phase. But I'm overweight with 50 pounds to lose. How much weight loss per month would you recommend to avoid interfering with strength too much? You know what? You're lucky that you kind of have picked a good time to do this, to be honest. I like your timing, because you're almost out of, you're right at the edge of that novice phase of getting out of your noob gains, but you're not advanced enough that you can't make good strength gains. And so the thing is, you've got a lot to work with. You can recomposition pretty decently at the point you're at. So what I would recommend is go ahead and focus on a good aggressive program and maybe lose a pound, maybe a little less per month. So somewhere in the range of 3 to 4 pounds lost per month. So if you're losing a pound or just a little under a pound a week, that's 3 to 4 pounds a month. Do that until you've lost about 30 pounds of that 50 that you want to lose. That's going to take you somewhere around 7 to 10 months at that rate. But you will have gained muscle. So if you've lost 30 pounds, you know during that time period, you've probably put on, 7 or 8 pounds of muscle if you've been on a good progressive overload program, a good powerlifting program. So you will have lost 30 pounds, gained a lot of strength, 7 to 8 pounds of muscle. You've probably lost 37, 38 pounds of the fat that you wanted to lose due to the recomposition effect. Then I would slow down to a slower cut, because at that point you want to lose maybe another 12 to 15 pounds of fat. Then I would draw it in, because you're going to be leaner at that point. And I would say no more than half a pound a week. So at the most, lose 2 pounds of fat a month at that point. So slow cut from there to your goal. All right, next question. Jason, what happens when a person oversleeps? Anything bad for your health? Not so much bad for your health. Maybe your hormones and your biorhythms can get a little bit disrupted, but mostly it's just going to make you lethargic and tired. On the other hand, when you compare sleep deprivation or not enough sleep with too much, you're probably better off health-wise, stress-wise, cortisol-wise, with a little too much sleep than too little. And if you're doing it on occasion and you find that you're occasionally getting a day where you just dramatically oversleep when you don't have to get up, it's probably a sign that you need a little more overall sleep day to day. It means you're probably slightly sleep deprived. So you probably want to try to add about another 30 minutes or an hour to your normal night's sleep, and that problem might go away. Because for your overall health, and particularly for your muscle gains and performance, not getting enough sleep is massively detrimental. And that is one thing I note with most of the elite athletes I met. To them, their sleep is very, very important. And so for you, towards your gains, towards your athletic gains or strength gains or muscle gains, making sure you get enough sleep is critical. And if you're having days like that, to where you're getting too much that you didn't plan on, you probably need a little more sleep. Your body is trying to tell you something. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time in part 2.